YouTube, man, what's going on? It's back with another vid, and today, man, we gotta talk about it. There was just a media day with Sierra Canyon, but there's a huge issue no one is noticing, and Bronny James may be in big trouble. So let's break it down and get right into it. But if you do like these type of vids, man, like the vid, but let's check it out. Now, of course, man, we know Bronny James by now. This dude has been a bucket. He's been playing pretty well in some of the EYBL games that we saw last summer, and even during the regular season, he had some games where he was playing pretty well. We saw this dude hoop and he was doing his thing, and other times, of course, people were criticizing how well he was playing, his aggressiveness on the court, and sometimes even looked lackadaisical. But one thing we always got to say is his defense and passing ability were absolutely there. Now, one thing that recently a lot of people have been talking about is if Bronny is actually ready to be able to play on this high school team. Now, him and Amari Bailey are both injured at the time of making this video, but are going to be making recoveries. Now, Bronny James is expected to be playing right around Thanksgiving, but a lot of people are saying how stacked the Sierra Canyon team currently is, and if Bronny James can really hold his own on the team. And I think this is an excellent question to ask, because of course, when you bring more talent onto a team, it's going to be harder for each individual player to shine, and somebody is going to have to take the back door and really not be able to hoop, maybe score as many points, get as many assists, or there are just certain roles that are going to have to be played for the team to actually be successful. And in this case, a lot of people are stating that Bronny may not be able to hold his own on a squad like this. And even when I was watching some of the highlights, man, a lot of these guys are super nice, and I think Bronny may have a tough time actually being able to hold his own with some of these guys. Now, with that being said, I think on one thing for sure, Bronny's passing ability is always going to be there, and getting his teammates involved if he does have a lot of scores on the team. And for sure, with all the talent, I definitely think that Bronny for sure is going to have to make sure that his game is on point for him just to be able to make an impact on this squad and actually be a super effective player and reach his potential, because he definitely has a lot, but it's only a matter of time before we really see it happen. Now, with that being said, do I think Bronny James should actually leave Sierra Canyon? Well, in my opinion, I don't think that's the best move. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, of course, we know one of the biggest reasons he went to this school was to make it a challenge for himself, to challenge himself to get better and play with some of the best competition in the country. And I think, of course, Bronny, you guys know by now, this dude is not worried about offers whatsoever. Just because he is the son of LeBron, you guys know he's going to rack up offers from all the top colleges, regardless of how he actually plays, because people know that there's a good chance he may have that potential in the long run, and especially the genetics, just to be able to be a different breed, a crazy player in the future. But personally, I really don't think that would be the move for him to leave. And necessarily the reason why I say this is because, again, iron sharpens iron. If he's not really worried about college offers and he's just focusing on getting better each and every day, then you guys know it's probably better for him to stay at one of these schools, even if he doesn't really get the type of shine that people think he's going to. And again, you guys know people are even saying that he was going to be the best senior once he does turn a senior, best player in the country, and I think we still have yet to really see him perform to that type of level. There were definitely games here and there where he went off, but I wouldn't say in my opinion that he has showed that he has that type of skill to be able to just go out there every single night consistently and really be a dog. I think we see it from some of his other teammates, but for sure I don't always see that from him. But what I will say is if he rises to the occasion and really can be that type of best player or really be super effective on his squad, again, with all the talent that they do have, I understand that it can be tough for this guy to actually try to score and be really a top dominant player on the team, but I think he just has to find his role on the squad and stay healthy. We haven't seen him play in a while now, again, because of that injury and even Amari Bailey being injured, so it's tough to really judge how he's going to perform this year. But for sure, I think it's going to be exciting to see. He's definitely going to be coming back around November time, and definitely for an upcoming tournament, so we're going to see how this dude actually performs again, because you know every time he gets on the court, people always have something to say. But interesting enough, what scouts were actually saying that they were impressed by Bronny James' game when he was playing in EYBL, so I think that's one thing to take into account as well. But man, who knows, the future is definitely bright for this kid. But you guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Now, on the other hand, man, Mikey Williams, you guys know this man Mikey Williams has been going crazy recently. Of course, he signed his deal with Puma, and you guys know it was for a lot of money, and which was really good for him because the NIL rule, of course, is allowing these guys, these younger hoopers, to be able to make money off of their own name, and Mikey Williams is clearly taking advantage of that, and I can't blame him. He's basically a celebrity at this point, and just being able to get that type of money at that young of an age is super impressive. Now, in my opinion, I think there is a lot more to this deal than we are really looking at. And I was even going back and forth with some people in the comment section, so make sure you do drop a comment if you do want me to talk to you. But in this case, what I did actually recently see, and some people were talking about, was that Mikey Williams, the fact that he is actually signed with Puma may be an issue going into college. And the reason I say this is because you guys know when you go to college, a lot of these colleges actually have deals with certain companies. And it was even brought up the fact that will there be really a problem if Mikey Williams goes to a college that maybe is signed by Nike and he has a deal with Puma. And I think there definitely will be, because of course, you guys know if you're wearing some other type of gear and maybe even in your contract they don't allow for that, that can be an issue moving forward. And personally, I think it's definitely a big deal. And I wonder how the NCAA is even going to really deal with those types of situations. But also in addition to this, man, who knows if Mikey is even planning on going to college in the first place. Now, I think that's the real deal we're looking at here, because if he's signing these types of deals, man, maybe he's not really looking to, because personally, I know there are very few colleges even sponsored by Puma in the first place. And with that being said, I really don't think Mikey needs that type of exposure from these college teams. If you guys even saw, there was recently a game where Mikey Williams played against the Overtime Elite team, and there were a ton of NBA scouts and coaches watching these guys. And what that is really telling me is that, of course, these college coaches and NBA coaches as well, everyone is going and really watching the high school level now. Sometimes it really didn't get that type of shine in the past, but now they have the type of exposure. And Mikey, with being a celebrity at this point, I would find it hard for coaches not to really know who he is because of all the things he's been doing in high school basketball at this point. Now, personally, if I was him, I think one of the best decisions, if the rule is out, if he can try to go straight to the NBA, that could be a move for him. But personally, I think it's so few people who can actually make that type of move going straight to the NBA, that he may need a little bit more development, and which is why I always think the G League is an excellent route to go. And the reason why I say this is because he doesn't really need any more exposure. We already know that this dude has the type of talent, but he needs to continue to work on his game and, again, not get comfortable with where he is at. And it would be super interesting to see him go to one of those routes. But of course, he's also talked about HBCUs. But again, he opened up his recruitment a while ago and really pretty much has not showed any bias towards any type of school, except in an interview where he did mention something about a HBCU. But besides that, I think the opportunity for this guy, the sky is the limit for him. So it's going to be very curious to see where he does end up going. But you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about both of these situations? First and foremost, Bronny James, should he leave Sierra Canyon, man? Let me know, what do you think? And of course, Mikey Williams, do you think he's in big trouble with Puma and then trying to go to college and play for a team sponsored by another brand? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Selling each of them out.